folks.
Are we back? No, see, it's not even started yet. Live video is starting. We are now live.
We're back. We'd, for some reason, got cut off. It was probably something Stacy said, and the government came in and
shut it down.
and shut it right down, is what it was. Or maybe it could have been the algorithm, as people say. We were just getting going too. We had some good banter.
We'll just try to remember what the hell we were
fire
saying.
it back up. Well, there was a couple of things we sort of dropped on. We started talking about both of us being divorced, and our friends asking us about being divorced and all that stuff. And also happens when you have a relative that dies, then you become like the death expert. People.
Yeah, when you have a life experience. I mean, and that's the thing that's. I mean, you know, I haven't had like the best life, and it's
till
also,
now.
It's.
Till me.
Yes, Doug. It's like, everything turned out perfect as soon as he came along. It's not like, I don't know, right after we got married, I got sick and wasn't able to work anymore or be a functioning human being. Everything's been perfect.
Then the dog
Two joblesses. The dog got hit by a car. The kids all absconded. We went broke. We broke again. Picked ourselves up, dusted ourselves off, picked ourselves up,
moved
dusted
about
ourselves
7 times.
5. It was 5 times. We only moved 5 times.
Okay.
Do not exaggerate.
All right, I'm sorry.
Literally
it was hyperbole.
5 times in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So
thank you for whoever helped us move, because I have my moving shirt on.
Yeah,
tonight.
so you should show this because it's a graphic design genius.
I designed this shirt, the King Movers, but if you look in the crown, it's the
FUC. It just says FUC.
The FUC King
and then
Movers.
It's King Movers, and they get paid in good karma. But we do not work in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Not available in
Too
Rhode Island.
small for us.
Although we are now calling Rhode Island Jim's Balls, but that's a whole other story. We'll have to come back to it later. If you're from Rhode Island, it is now known as Jim's Balls.
I live in this house, and I really don't know why that happened or why that is, but I can sort of assume that nothing good happens in Rhode Island and nothing good happens in Jim's Balls. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just riffing here. I don't know what happens either place.
I feel like that's an aggressive approach to
I don't
Jim's
know
Balls.
I don't know what happens in
But
either place.
we will talk about why Rhode Island is Jim's Balls and other interesting topics tonight on the podcast.
Well, maybe we'll bring in Jim at a later date.
We're also, we'll definitely bring Jim in at a later date, but we're going to talk about Jim's Balls, circumcision, divorce, some other things that as they come up. Oh, and I have some new friends that have been keeping me entertained.
Indeed.
I've had some interesting anecdotes from them that I thought that I might share with the rest of the class. Hopefully they've learned by now. It's going to come up. Anyway, because like when you have a bad life experience, I always think like everything happens for a reason. And usually, let's face it, I have a big mouth. I talk a lot, and I talk to strangers, and I talk to people everywhere. I talk to people everywhere, and you know, I think that like maybe the bad shit happens to me because I'll share that story with someone and it'll help them through a difficult time. You know, like I would prefer to not have the bad experiences. I would still help people. I feel like I may have had enough bad experiences. It would be nice for those to end. Yeah, we're going to take our bad experiences and use them to help somebody. And actually, one of the things that happened today is
Gandhi.
I have a friend who's she's just the sweetest person in the whole world, and her husband's had a rough time, and you know, things today, she called me and they just weren't going the way that they needed them to, and you know, we just had a little chat and we laughed a little bit. You know,
I was very proud of you.
Brought some rationalization to the conversation.
I think you helped her lift her spirits, and that's all we can do for each other.
Just like I'll take every bit of pain that I have experienced in my lifetime to hear somebody say to me that I made a difference in their lives. And so she said I did, and that pretty much made my day. But I want, you know, I'm praying for them because they're having a rough time, and they're good people and they don't deserve it. And but you know, that happens all the time. Like, why do bad things happen to good people? I don't know. And that's like, for me, is like a deeply spiritual person who talks to God every day. That's something that's forever perplexing me. And if you're a member of the clergy or
oh yes, a member of the clergy is watching this show,
it's possible. I have a rabbi friend.
Oh, that's true.
I have a minister friend. What do you think? Dude, I have friends from every walk of life.
The rabbi friend would be particularly interested in the circumcision section of tonight's topic.
Oh, I'm hoping maybe he'll chime in.
I was like, we don't really need to talk about that.
I think we should talk. We're going to get back. We're going to get to it.
Go ahead.
Circumcision
but
later.
Doing good things for people
or not circumcision, by the way.
Whatever you like.
So anyway, but I wanted to talk about the divorce thing.
Go ahead. Because I don't know where you were going with that.
So I mean, so a lot of people have, as they've been going through divorce or considering divorce, they've come to us. Actually, you had a friend.
Are you considering divorce right now?
Many, many times. Like 50 times a day.
A day?
Well, last night, there was no 9 Inch Nails.
There was not. No, there wasn't even a.
And I realized that this is my fault because I felt terrible. But
yeah, well,
I'm gonna be grouchy today.
All right. Well, no, you helped somebody today. You swam your laps in the pool. You were doing fantastic
I did the
things.
Rife too.
You did a lot of healing things.
Yeah, I did the Rife and it was good. But my point is, I did not get that sweet
you need.
Loving that you gave me.
So are you saying that it's a contingent?
I'm just saying that if I'm bitchy today, it's because I didn't get laid last night. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So about divorce.
So I guess he is conservative. So about divorce. No, it's just, we have one friend that's just come out of a messy divorce. We have one that's in an awful custody case. It's parental alienation all day long. We have friends that have talked about getting divorced, but they don't know how they're going to financially make it. They think that they're going to go on welfare. Like
I've even had people come to me and say, "Look, I saw what you and Stacy did together, and how we were happy." And so he went to his wife, and I hope I can tell the story. I won't tell you who it is, but that he went to his wife and says, "Look, I can be happy with you, or I can go be happy with somebody else." And it was kind of like, yeah, like Doug did, or something, right? But like our relationship actually kept them together because they're like, if we put enough effort into this, we can overcome, which was fantastic. And a couple of my other friends have kind of gone through that as well. And not that I was or we were the culprit for keeping those couples together, but it really is. There's an effort level there, and there's
more than one couple that we've kept together. Yeah. More than one, and it's not because we're anti-divorce at all. Like for both of us, getting divorced. Well, in my case, I had no choice. I had to. In Doug's case, he had no choice because it wasn't his choice.
It wasn't my choice.
So, I mean, I think you have to do everything you can to save the marriage. And when you know that you've done everything you can to save the marriage, then it's okay to move on. And one of the things that I've heard time and time and time again, I'll tell people, go to couples counseling. And, it's difficult to find a good couples counselor. Like, maybe we should just do that, like, on the slide. Actually, we will be your marriage counselor for the bargain price of...
I don't think you want to hear the advice that we're going to give you.
Why not?
The only advice I know how to give.
Me? I got a phone call today. I gave sound advice, and I changed this woman's day, and hopefully... everything that's moving forward for them.
It's more about the advice I'm going to give.
Yeah, he don't listen to anything. He's just here, because he looks pretty. Can you talk about this fit that I'm afraid to put makeup on again because it'll be like the other day where I put the makeup on and then I look like a ghost and.
You look like a ghost.
You guys just pretend I'm like old Stacy that was really pretty.
I think you're still beautiful. And
well,
I think I'm beautiful.
That's why we're married.
Anyway, if the only piece of advice I would ever give anybody is what my dad gave to me, and he would say, "Don't be a clod all your life."
Which is difficult because he had an Uncle Claude, so I don't know.
No, it's a clod, like a dirt clod, like a clod of dirt. Like, don't be the human equivalent.
Yes, except the guy's name is still Claude.
No, Claude is a different name. You're from Fall River, so like you don't know the difference between Claude and Claude. It's two different things. Right? Don't be a clod all your life. Oh, you know what? I realized
be a condescending asshole, or I'll drown you in the pool.
But I need to say, so there's only like 1 or 2 words that the Fall River comes out from her. But I did notice the other day that we were talking about below deck, and I said the word yacht, and I said it yacht, and I'm like, oh my god, I cannot be that person.
I have 2 things to say. The first one is, we've totally effed up on below deck. It's Captain Lee, not Captain Bob. Maybe Captain Bob does sailing deck. I'm not
Captain
sure.
Bob is more of a train conductor.
I don't know that you want to be a train conductor right now, but I don't know who the captain is on sailing yacht. It might be Bob.
Right. No, I think it is Captain Lee.
It's Captain Lee. But and I also have that Sandy thing I want to loop. We got to talk below deck later. But when it comes to people say go to couples therapy. And seriously, Doug and I will happily help you guys. If you're struggling with your relationship, we'll talk to you. If it becomes a full project, yeah, we got to charge you because we're poor and we need to make some money. But, we're not licensed. So I don't know, like $20 an hour or something. 20, that's for both of us. That's too cheap.
I don't know. Well, it's almost
50.
like that.
We're going 50 an hour if it becomes more than a one-time thing. And if it's just like a one-time, if you just need a chat, a pep talk, like whatever, we'll help you out. But if it's like we're going to do like, bi-weekly appointments, talk to individually, talk to like your whole project, then we need money.
So
we need money to live on.
The other thing Stacey will do was, and she'll charge you for, is her milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. She will teach you, but she'll have to charge.
What am I going to teach them? How to get a fat ass?
How to do milkshake. Whatever that may be.
I don't know how to do anything. I don't even know how to twerk. I look like I'm having an epileptic seizure. It's like when I wink.
Like when you... What is the noise? It's not supposed to make a noise. What, do you have dry eye? It makes a noise with your lids slapped together?
I'm a middle-aged woman going through menopause. Leave me the fuck alone.
Wow. That's what most women going through menopause say. Leave me
Told you.
alone.
I didn't get laid last night and I'm grouchy. I don't know about everybody else and what they do. I do hear from one of my friends who's a little older than I am that this will take 10 fucking years. 10 years. But, I'm not like, we are Shark Week clear, which is kind of nice.
Wow.
Back to what we were saying about divorce.
That's sharing. That's oversharing.
You know what? Let's just talk about this.
I'm going to create a button for the oversharing. Overshare.
Whether it's an overshare or not, we are going to normalize talking about things like a rational human being. Women's vaginas, totally normal thing. Menstrual cycles, totally normal thing.
Not normal
Menopause,
for me.
Normal thing.
I grew up with 3 boys.
For you. Okay,
3 boys
but
in the
that's
house.
the point. Like we want to create a world where like no one feels any shame.
You want to take your products and put them on the windowsill, don't you?
No, that's a whole other story, which we can tell because he doesn't listen to the podcast.
Right.
When you so back to what we were talking about.
Divorce.
So with so we're happy to help you. But one of the things I always talk to people about is you should go to couples counseling. And there's a lot of quacks out there, a lot of terrible therapists, but at least you tried. And what everybody will say is, oh, they won't go, meaning their partner won't go. Okay, well, go by yourself. Work on you. Go by yourself. Make sure this is the right choice for you. Understand that you're both going to get completely screwed financially. Like you're both going to end up screwed financially and you won't recover for years, especially if there's kids. If there's kids, like, let me tell you.
You sell them for money. Then you're back to where you were.
Yeah, you could do that. That's one option, I suppose. But it's certainly something I might think about in retrospect.
I'm not selling my kids it. Yeah.
I hope that the boys know what I'm talking about.
Wes can outrun me. Nolan has a hybrid car. He can. His range is longer. We can never.
Can't really sell those two. So anyway, the point is that you have to love your kids more than you hate your ex. So if you do get divorced, you have to do everything you can to co-parent your kids. Like if you don't co-parent, you're a bad parent. If you don't co-parent, you're a bad person. And the worst thing I've seen, and I know I experienced it, I've experienced it in a couple of ways, that is parental alienation. And it's a rampant problem. And the courts can't seem to do anything about it. And, people will spend millions or everything they have, millions. Some people will spend millions. You don't have millions, you'll find money you didn't have to fight with your spouse in court. It's ridiculous. And so I tell you to just give them whatever they want to make them go away. There's a long-running joke that's, why is divorce expensive? Do you know the punchline?
No, I don't know a lot of jokes. Because
it's worth it. And that's the thing. Divorce is expensive. And rather than fight over who gets the Swiffer or the making personal attacks or making each other's lives miserable, just give it to them. Your peace of mind is totally worth it. You'll find something cool at a tag sale. Everything will work out. And if there's a situation for your kids, particularly if there's, like I said, parental alienation, the lesson I learned the hard way was rather than try to make everything good for the kids and, you feel guilty and you're trying to overcompensate for your children, that the other parent isn't there, or that their life has changed. And by doing that, you're actually harming the child and creating really a monster. You create a monster out of your kid by spoiling them rotten, and of course you can create a monster out of your ex by encouraging and enabling their behavior. So it's just really important, like in any area of your life, to have really strong boundaries and always act with honesty and integrity and kindness, and do everything you can to protect your kids. But when you can't, don't enable. Don't.
You can't. You sell the kids. Oh wait, I thought
you just can't. You can't get enough of this. Oh, and the other thing is, I think some people think like, you get divorced and you can like get state services and you're magically like able to support your children and live on your own. And I've never done it, but from what I understand, there's like long waits to get services. Like, divorce is something you really shouldn't enter into lightly. And to that ilk, you should be really sure about the person that you marry. Actually, Doug and I have a belief that the best way to tell if you're ready to marry someone is... We had this whole conversation.
I don't remember. I'm an old man. I do not remember the conversation from yesterday.
It's the Stacy podcast tonight. I don't know why Doug is here. It's that if you can play Super Mario Wii World all the way through, you have to get all the way through all the levels and the bonus levels.
Cooperative gameplay.
That means you have to get all the coins. It's cooperative gameplay. Then you can get married. If you can do that without killing each other, then you can get married.
So many life lessons in the game: how to let someone
communication,
lead, how to lead, how to someone let lead,
patience,
communications, patience,
forgiveness,
and like letting out the anger. So when something bad happens to you, you get killed by something.
Yeah.
You
want to see how that person reacts when they're angry.
And actually, that's where the marital hate word play came out of, because it was like one of the things you can do is you can hit a button and you'll bubble and you're safe. Well, you're safe, and the other person can pop the bubble, and then you go about your day.
The problem we have is that Doug is a premature bubbler.
I am a premature bubbler. And then when she bubbles, because she really needs to, I'm already in the bubble, we have to start over. So that's where marital hate came from, because it's like, oh, marital hate, now we're going to start over, blah, blah, blah. And and think about that. Like, we're almost like taking our anger and putting it in this like little gameplay.
Well, we have definitely used it for. We've had some great conversations while we've played. We've used it for stress relief. It's been a great distraction. And actually, during the recent weeks, the problem that we had was that first our Wii died. And
so we're scouring.
Doug's not working, so we don't have any money coming in. We haven't even got unemployment yet, although we did have a good call from them today. Fingers crossed.
So thank you, Rose.
Hopefully soon. Hopefully.
Well, the best part of buying the Wii is that we got it, and you know how like you can create your own little Wii characters, and
well, we bought one off eBay for what, $40?
Yeah, and the previous family was an African American family, and so we're like, oh, welcome. So we added our family to theirs, and so now they can kind of.
Well, we have members of other colors in our family.
That is true. Family. That's true. So if they want to come over and play Wii, we already have the little character for them. I don't know why I brought that up, but I just thought it was interesting that we sort of melded and became a blended family. It was for real.
Side note, because we don't have any. My aunt in Florida, but she's like on the East Coast. We never see her. She's awesome. Love her.
We never see her.
Actually, we haven't seen her in a while.
We haven't seen anybody in a while.
Well, we're gonna have to chase them down.
Playing games on the TV.
But we haven't been leaving the house either.
No, we have not.
Partially because haven't been feeling well. I can't really stand for more than like a minute, and partially because we broke. But anyway, that's not the point. So the other day, I was in the pool. And I'm just like, doing my thing, floating around the pool. And I don't know if it was, they were far away. I don't know if it was a father, son, husband, wife, but it was two people with dreadlocks walking down the street. And I was like, oh my God, we're twins. And I went to talk to them, but I was like not wearing any clothing. So that would have been awkward.
Which, when we were welcome. We went over on the East Coast. We don't know a soul over there. We go to a restaurant that our friend Andrea told us to go to. We go. I get up to use a bathroom, leave my wife at the table. I come back. She's made a friend. And I look over and I'm like, oh, she has dreads. Boom, that's why they're friends. And then her husband Rob came over, and he is a guitarist, and he's an awesome dude, and we hit it off great. So you never know where that little introduction is going to come, but she'll make friends. She'll make friends with people on the street.
Well, I don't just make friends with people on the street and people with dreadlocks. And Natalia, how can you not love her? She's got that adorable little.
Fantastic.
She's from Argentina, and she has this beautiful accent. She has the best energy. these people, like, I just want to see them every day. And of course, we haven't been driving over to the East Coast lately, so
my check engine light is on.
We need to do a double. Oh, well, I have a Jeep. Every light is on. It's like Christmas all year. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, make friends. You know, you have something in common with someone. Strike up a conversation. Be friends with them. You know, in this world of Facebook and social media and everybody being like on a screen all the time, more and more people need human connections. And it's actually funny because that's why we're doing the podcast in the format we're doing it in, where it's a live podcast and we're just like talking to you. And we have like a vague agenda. Maybe we'll lock it down a little bit more, but like, we want to give people a human connection. We want you to feel like you're here hanging out with us, because let me tell you, you weren't going to get a word in edgewise, so you might as well just, you know, be there.
But just watch it passively.
Comments. If it's, you know, we'll talk about it in the after party, we'll maybe bring it up in another podcast, because that's happened more than a few times now. But
can we get Andy Cohen to do like behind the scenes where we're on the couch and where
Andy Cohen is like, so there's still hurricane debris, and the hose that melted, you guys are too cheap to buy a new hose. And I'm like, no, Andy, we're too broke to buy a new hose. Bravo pays us shit.
Bravo.
I have a Bravo connection. We'll have to loop back to that, because we get way off topic. So what we were talking about,
being good to people,
leaving
be
better than
you found them.
Set an example for your kids, and
make friends with awesome people.
Be very careful about who you marry. And again, Super Mario, great way to figure that out.
It's a little late for me. Be careful about that.
Do you ever want to do Sunday again?
Oh, geez, I don't think every day is fantastic.
Oh, you're fine with being sexless.
No, everything is fine. What?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Anyway, it felt like I was having sex with a machine.
Oh my God.
That's like the robots taking over. Okay, so that's not the point. The point is that we want everybody to be happy. If you ever need a friend, we're here. Mostly me. Doug doesn't do the feelings so much.
Oh, I do plenty of feeling. You kidding?
You feel with your parts, but
I tune in Tokyo.
Before we get to the whole circumcision conversation,
geez, I don't even know why we would want to talk about that.
Before we get to that,
that's a new topic.
You got me entirely off the tracks.
Oh, how I don't do feelings.
Yeah, you don't really. I don't think men are taught to express their feelings. I don't think men are taught to process their feelings, and then we wonder.
You just rub some dirt on it and you move on.
Yeah, that's not good, because that's why y'all end up being drunks and.
Well.
Because you don't learn to, express your feelings properly.
That is a little bit a far-reaching statement. Y'all are drunks.
No, but I'm saying is that a lot of people who don't know how to express and process their feelings turn to alcoholism. If they have depression or trauma, there's a lot of reasons why people become alcoholics. But one of them is trauma that's unprocessed and not knowing how to process your feelings. Not that I know how to process my feelings, but I think I'm doing better than a lot of folks. Not that it's a contest either, because I'm constantly a work in progress, and you should be too.
I think everybody should work on themselves in some way, shape, or form.
But I think that if we taught people how to process their feelings, we would have less alcoholism, less substance abuse in general. We would certainly have less school shootings. Right there, number one. We teach people how to process their feelings. They choose better relationship partners. They are able to communicate and problem solve more effectively. Actually, that's something that we also wanted to talk about today.
Well, and also they need help processing those feelings, because if you don't know
Sometimes
how,
you do.
You need help doing it and pulling those out and things like that. And you never know where that's going to come from. It might come from a song lyric. It might come from a professional. It might come from a crazy podcast with a couple of lunatics.
Good,
but yeah,
but
if I think some of the folks that have the hardest time are just not self-aware or not vulnerable enough with themselves, or not real enough with themselves.
Probably didn't have their feelings acknowledged as a kid, and they probably didn't feel safe, or they were never taught that they were. They're told not to cry, and I know that I was always like, I had a lot of legitimate trauma as a child,
Well, just get over it. I'm done hearing about it.
But I had legitimate trauma as a child, and I would get told not to cry if I cried. And I'm paying the price for it now as
she cries all the time.
46-year-old woman. I don't cry all the time. But I do cry. If anybody does anything nice for anybody, I'm bawling my eyes out. I just love it when people do nice things. I don't know. Is that weird? I love when people do nice things.
I don't think. I think
when
that shows
are kind,
how big your heart is.
That's the stuff that'll make me cry. Yeah, that'll get me every time. But like, I think that we just be kind to one another and work on yourself every day and be better, and know that we're here if you need somebody to talk to. Just IM me. But Doug, not so much to the feelings, but he's working on it. You've made a tremendous amount of progress.
Thank you.
We do things like we'll walk away from a conversation, come back to it later, and like there's just a lot of things that different tactics work for different people, and you have to figure it out.
One thing, like meditation, I can do sometimes, but I have a hard time winding down to do it. But also breathing, I can't do the breathing. I just, for whatever reason, I have such a hard time, and I know it's so helpful.
I hear this about meditation and breathing and breath work all the time. I can't do it, and there's other things you can do to that are similar. But it's a practice. You have to learn how to do it.
It is.
And if you force yourself to do it for a minute, then you force yourself to do it for a minute and a half. It gets easier and easier and easier, and it's a skill you can, grab onto. And like, especially for you, like you have high blood pressure and you have a history, and it's like sometimes I'm like,
alleged high blood pressure.
Doug, well, and there's
you put alleged in front of everything.
Well, and also the impact of high blood pressure, but. You being able to settle your nervous system down and lower your blood pressure.
Oh yeah, would
be incredibly helpful. So I challenge you to practice that more. As a matter of fact, I've been challenging myself by doing. So I hadn't been swimming. I had the hurricane. The pool was a mess. We didn't have the screen, and I don't want to wear a swimsuit. It hurts.
I will say this: a ladies' one-piece swimsuit is some sort of weird,
it's like a
who invented that
contraption. Thing? Well, and so. When you
shows this, doesn't show that, might as well show everything.
That's what I think.
It's just a weird.
I don't know. I have this whole thing about like nudity. Like I assure you, the human body is not inherently sexual. I will take my clothes off right now.
Nice.
I don't care. And hey, listen, we've been talking about.
Hope the rabbi's watching.
We've been talking about OnlyFans. That rabbi would be the first person to subscribe to my OnlyFans. I guarantee it.
No, she was seriously swimming around the pool in
naked.
In just a tank top, right? So when she swims, it's like
the tank. You pop out on the side.
There's things like, popping out. There's things. Anyways, so she's swimming around. She was like, "What? How would you feel if I did an OnlyFans of me swimming around in this pool?" And I'm like, "If it's gonna be bringing in money." Well, I don't know these people. What do I care?
I just walk around naked. I don't really care. Like if that turns you on, like okay, perhaps you should see a therapist.
Wait, and then they can call us, and then we'll make.
If you look at my Facebook profile picture, or which is like this little gnome my friend got me, Christina, love her. That's what I look like naked. Or if you've ever seen The Witches of Eastwick, which was partially filmed in Cohasset, which is South Shore, Massachusetts. Drum roll, please. Cher sculpts these booby dolls, and they got the boobies, here, and they got the fupa down here. Yeah, that's exactly what.
You're not going to do the booby thing again, like last night. Oh my goodness.
No, because they're like down low, and they're like.
Okay, it's a different dress. It's a different.
Oh my god! So and then the fupa, they look like me. My thighs aren't as big though, I don't think, and I don't know if I think my thighs are smaller, but I have a better butt than a statue.
If you went to art school like I did, you would know that those are fertility goddesses. So you are a goddess.
Thank you.
Of fertility.
I don't have a uterus, and we have 6 kids.
But you also have 4
and
children.
None of them live here, so
you've done your work.
Did I? Yeah, I don't know.
What do they call it when the field is?
I try my best.
What is it? What do they call it? When you don't use a field and it lies fallow. You are Mia fallow. I cracked myself up.
Which one of my children is Rosemary's Baby?
Oh I would rather not comment on any of that.
I love you so much.
They could use this in the court of law.
Yeah, there's no court to go to. Anyway,
still court.
Mm-hmm.
The court of
as
public appeal.
As we have discussed today. Oh, and back to the divorce thing. The family courts they make no sense. No sense. The things that happen are absolutely insane, and you don't ever really get to. You think you're gonna talk. You're gonna get to your moment to say your piece and have you be heard. It's never happening. Work it out in therapy. Don't pay a lawyer to be your therapist. They charge too much money. Call me. I'll listen to you. Don't even bother with the details. No one cares. We'll never get there. No matter how salacious you think, all the courts talk about is the money and the parenting schedule. That's it. Okay. back to what we were talking about.
But I will tell you this: if you're sitting in the courtroom, and you'll see some stuff in the courtroom.
Yeah, it can be entertaining.
Because actually, courtrooms and hospitals are in like city hall. There's only like 3 or 4 places on Earth where all the different strata of humanity gather.
The thing that's nice for me is one thing, like when I'm having a hard time, I'll think to myself, there's always somebody that has it worse for me, and there's always somebody that has it better. And that's something you really see in the courthouse. Like, you'll notice, like, you know, this person's, you know, fighting to see their kids, or like, you know, this person's, you know, chooses not to see their kids, or signing away their parental rights. Like, but then it's like, at the same time, it's like, you know, I always want to know more, like, because I feel like you're not, because you go before the judge and you get to say nothing. You get to maybe say like 10 words. You don't get to say much unless you go to trial. No one goes to trial unless you got lots of money, because it's very expensive. But you know, I always want to know more, because people may do one thing in their lives that suddenly defines them, and then people don't even know why they did it, or what the circumstances were, or if they're sorry, or what their real deal is. And it's really easy to just look at someone and make a snap judgment, and
no snap judgments.
I think it's a mistake. And I think it was actually funny. Who was I talking? This was a conversation I was having on TikTok, where this woman said, if there should be a symbol all moms can give each other when a kid is like having a meltdown, like, you know, like Hunger Games style.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. I probably just made some sort of like racist hand signal, or joined a gang, or I don't know. Sign language.
At least you didn't say stand down and
I don't know what that was, but the point is that they want there to be some sort of hand signal that moms can give each other.
Yeah.
Like, if a kid is having a meltdown, you jump in and you help them out. You say, I'm going to take you home with me, little kid. Or that's what
I don't think you need.
That's not what I would say.
I don't think you ever say that.
This is what I say.
Terrible.
This is what I do. If I see a mom with a kid having a meltdown, I walk up to her and I say, do you need help? I'm a mom, 4 kids, 2 stepkids. Do you need help? And usually they're like, no, I'm okay. Or, and I'll say, it sounds way louder to you than it does to anybody else, and you're doing a great job. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's my answer. But anyway, this one girl commented, you know, young girl, clearly did not have children. And she said, well, what if they're not doing a good job? Which is definitely something you say when you don't have a kid. And, you know, I have a lot of friends that don't have kids, and that's cool. Like, you know, yay. But thank God my kids are here to fund Social Security for you. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, if you're, this is not a good, what? I don't know what position.
I don't know what you're doing.
I hate that I look fat. If you're, if you have a kid, you know, like, you're doing your best at every minute of the day, and you fail colossally every single day. And the parents that I know that question whether they're doing a good job as parents are the ones that are the best parents. And the parents that don't question how they're doing as a parent are the worst parents. So if you're sitting here right now questioning if you're a good parent or not, you're a good parent. And you're going to have times where you're short with your kids, and you're going to have a time when you break their heart, maybe 1,000, and it's going to break your heart 1,000,000 times more, because you would do anything to save your kid a moment of hurt. But you're going to fuck up. And so I think it's like,
hope it's not in a Walmart,
like,
or
can you imagine, like,
in public?
I mean, we've had more than a few incidents with the kids throughout the years where one or both of us has not handled the situation well. And
you do your best.
Oh, I just had a flashback.
Oh.
You know, where you don't handle it well. And imagine if people saw that and made a snap judgment about you. And that's your entirety as a parent. They don't know what went into that. They don't know what's been going on. They don't know how many thousands of times you told this kid. Like, no. Obviously, if somebody's in the store beating their child, and I mean beating their child, or, you know, calling their kids names or something, that's different.
Or leaving them in a hot car.
But you know what? Like, I'm not going to walk up and be like, I'm going to be like, hey, hi, how are you? And just, you know, just break the tension. Because people do things in the heat of the moment that they would not otherwise do. I mean, for Christ's sake, we have a crime of passion. That's like a crime under the law, right? Is it?
At least it was in the 80s when they were making those movies.
All those movies that we would watch.
John Hurt
Crime
and what's her name?
I want it.
Kathleen Turner.
Oh, I know a movie. I know a movie that had Crime of Passion and Madonna in it. And if you can name that film, I will be impressed.
Yes,
Anyone?
Willem Dafoe was in it. I don't remember the name of the movie.
Nope, Willem Dafoe was not in it. You're thinking of Body of Evidence.
Body of Evidence, that's the one.
Body of Evidence. I don't know what we ever decided about Body of Evidence.
There was bodies and evidence in that movie.
It's hot. It's like softcore porn. I like it. It was before Madonna lost her damn mind. No, what was it? It's another Madonna movie where she got out of jail, and the judge called it a crime of passion. There's other characters. Her name is Nikki Flynn. And there's a woman named Wendy Worthington.
It's not Suddenly Seeking Susan or whatever.
No, that's Desperately Seeking Susan. Rosanna Arquette.
Yeah. That was her first movie. That was Madonna's first movie.
Nope, that was not her first
Vision Quest
movie.
was her first movie, which
Vision
she did a
Quest,
cameo.
But there was another one. She did like a softcore porn too that I forget
with
about.
Lenny
But that's not the
Kravitz.
point. Oh my god, I want to do a softcore porn.
No,
with
you
Lenny
don't.
Kravitz. Why?
His parents were Lenny Jeffersons.
Well,
It'd be like incest.
He was small, so I'm okay with that.
Oh.
So back to my. What were we talking about? What?
Yeah, being a good parent, screwing up as a parent.
No.
I don't know
We
where
were past screwing up as a parent.
Oh,
right
Madonna.
Before I went to
The
fuck
Madonna
Lenny
movie.
Kravitz. Oh, the Madonna movie. Okay, so so the Madonna movie. Her name is Nikki Flynn.
Yeah.
They get a Patagonian Phileas Concord and put it in the back of a Rolls Royce convertible.
Shanghai Surprise.
No.
Who's that girl?
Yes, thank you.
Wow.
I ding ding ding. I'm a little disappointed that I'm married to a man that didn't know that sooner. I can tell you
I don't think I ever saw Who's That Girl, but I did see the
we're
Who's That Girl
watching it.
video, which has that crazy cat in the thing.
It's a Patagonian Phileas Concord.
Yeah, but you listen, people. That's just a movie. Do not get a wild cat.
No, he has a whole zoo in the
Who
top
has
of
a
his
zoo?
house. So
Oh, jeez.
right.
Now we're talking about
everybody,
Who's That Girl movie.
we gotta watch Who's That Girl.
No, we're not watching it.
But you know what though? But then Madonna's gonna owe me some referral credit. Not that
Oh,
she'll
right,
give it to
because
me,
yeah, she needs it.
I'm afraid of Madonna. She's gonna drink my blood.
No. Here's the thing I want to talk about Madonna for a second.
Okay.
Right? So we have Prince, we have all these like Michael Jackson, we have these icons, you have Bowie, all these, you have icons, right? From a certain era. The only one that's left from that era of like icon status, although I believe that Simon Le Bon would be also considered
What about Tina
status.
Turner?
She was icon in 3 decades, so but
legend.
But if you look at
Legend.
so Prince,
Yeah, Madonna,
gone,
icon.
Michael Jackson gone, and probably pretty preventably gone on those two cases. So now you got Madonna. We should, and now she's kind of going off the rails with her surgery and doing
we should pack her in formaldehyde and keep
I
her from
want
dying.
somebody to do a wellness check
That
on
woman
Madonna.
made a deal with the devil.
I want somebody to do a wellness check on her. I'm
She's
not saying that.
well, hang on. All of America has seen her TikToks and her Insta whatevers, and done a wellness check. She's not all right.
She's not all right.
She's not all right.
I worry. I worry about that because if she, God forbid, dies tomorrow, we're gonna be like, oh, she was so great and all this stuff because she is great.
No, I think
and
it's time for Madonna to be put out to pasture.
No, I was hoping that
I'm not calling for anyone to commit some sort of act of homicide upon Madonna. I just think it's time for her to be like, where do they like? Can't you go into a Cher?
Tina Turner went to Paris and haven't seen Hide No Hair or Her.
I don't know.
I just want people like instead of saying, "Oh, she's crazy," to go and to have some.
You know what it comes down to? You know what?
people.
I don't know what's going on in Madonna's head, and I was what do they call this? Madonna wannabes. Growing up, I loved Madonna, and back like way past when you should have loved Madonna. Like I was so I graduated high school in '94, and as a freshman, I was still what
94.
Yeah.
I was working at Fidelity.
Yeah, 94.
I owned a home.
Well, I worked at Bath and Body Works in the mall, and I would give a mesh sponge demo at the Silver City Galleria, Taunton, Massachusetts. Would you like some sun-ripened raspberry?
Yeah, I would.
Maybe some cucumber melon? I
Cucumber
was a
your
child,
melons.
you dirty old man!
I would like to cucumber your melons. That might be the dirtiest thing that you can say very clean.
Would you like me to talk about how I left Catholic school and went to the mall to work at my job, and I had to change my clothes when I got there?
And when you had like 3 jobs.
Yeah, I worked. Yeah. Well, this is when I worked at Express. So I would go and change in the fitting rooms, but one of the girls would come help me, and we would they would like, brush my hair and stuff while we were in there.
It was a pillow fight.
We had a pillow fight.
Naughty pillow fight.
Some of that is true. I did go to Catholic school. I went to Quill Cassidy, which is gonzo.
Go Vikings.
And no, we were the...
I just made that up. I have no idea what the Quill Cassidy
Warriors.
Oh, I was close.
And
Warrior Viking.
Where I obtained a varsity letter.
In?
No. Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Okay, I won't tell them.
I need to see if anyone can guess who did not go to high school with me what I got my varsity letter in. We'll give them some sort of a prize.
Okay.
What's the prize?
I can't say until they win, and then I have a great prize.
Can I hear it? No, tell me. No, tell me.
No, I'm not going to tell you because these mics are very sensitive. Apple puts in these mics so they can hear you even when the computer is closed.
You might not want this prize.
No, you do want this prize. It'd be hysterical. It's a hysterical prize.
Oh my God. I just thought of a whole series of things we could do for hysterical prizes. And it wouldn't cost us anything. And people would go crazy for it. Okay. We'll talk about it after the show.
See,
Remind me.
We're just an idea factory. We just keep coming up with ideas and notions and memories of working at the mall.
Okay, so
mesh
yes,
sponges.
working at the mall. So in high school, freshman year,
yeah,
I would wear first of all, even at Catholic school, I wore fishnets with my uniform. But 2 years I went to public school, 2 years I went to Catholic school in high school. Amherst Regional High School out in Western Mass. Don't say the H. The locals get livid. It's Amherst, not Amherst.
There's only 80 people that live in Amherst. So
there's
I'm not worried about
people
them.
that are from Amherst, but the rest of the place is loaded with college students and professors and the like academic types. In any case, I guess out of the two of us, I would be the academic type.
telling people everywhere they're not cut out to be graphic designers. It's like
Wait,
a whole what?
Who told people that they're not?
I'm just saying
just
in
gonna
general.
live with that forever.
Yeah, I am.
You need to rewrite that memory.
I think it's fantastic memory.
Well, let's get you hypnotized. And wait, hang on.
Let's do a live hypnosis next time on the podcast.
Well, hang on. With a beat on it.
Yeah, this is probably not going to work.
There's a beat on this one. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
Yes. Okay.
You're getting very sleepy. Okay. You were told that you were not cut out to be a graphic designer. You have been a graphic designer for over 30 years. That person was a fucking idiot.
Snap your fingers.
Hang on.
And tell me I'm going to feel great.
Hang on. When you hear the bell, you will remember that you are an amazing graphic designer and creative director and musician and husband and father. Can you remember any of that?
Great musician, husband, graphic designer, father, etc. Okay, that was.
Yay! He's cured. Oh, why didn't you tell me that there was a big beat over here?
I don't know what. I don't keep track of your.
All right.
stuff.
Well, hypnosis.
I will say,
available.
speaking of music, I've been working on a bunch of stuff. Yesterday, I woke up, had a song in my head, got my phone, wrote it out, went after our podcast last night, went in and sketched it out on GarageBand, and I'm going to take it and throw it all away and try to because it was like, I don't know if you know anything about writing songs, but you have something in your head and you try to replicate what you have in your head, and I did not do that. So at least I worked on it. I came up with the idea.
The lyrics or the music?
No, more of the music and the recording style, and anyways, it's so it was like the only time in my life I've ever come up with a song in the morning and recorded part of it at night, even though I won't use that recording. I thought it was pretty like immediate. I think you always hear about people.
I think you should do that. Like, I mean, that's like one of the great things about like working from home. Well, obviously right now you're not working, but you're working all day trying to find a job. That you're able to do stuff like that when it strikes you. I think like freedom over time, your time is the most important thing. Like more important than any possession or money is having freedom over your time.
Well, like it wasn't a big deal that I could stay up till midnight working on this snippet or whatever, like just trying to come up with this groove or whatever. And it was more so I didn't forget it really more than anything else. But I thought that was a pretty neat thing to be able to do in these days. Because back in the day you'd have to write it down, remember it until the band showed up, and then the band would show up. You got to teach the band.
Couldn't you tape it?
Yeah, probably in the way back.
Like when you record it, does it record the notes?
Well, no. Well, only if you use like if you play piano or horns or something, you play it through the keyboard of the thing and it shows the note. But
okay, so if you plug say you're doing GarageBand,
yeah, it won't show you the note for that.
It won't. Like when you're playing,
I don't think it does. It
I
might.
Bet there's got to be a technology out there.
No, it probably does.
That'll backfeed you what. So then
Yeah.
you can like, and then you can like, hang on. Then you can get like music that's like well known, by multi-million-dollar singing, like platinum legendary artists, and just get the exact riff from GarageBand, and then just change one note.
Just change one note.
Boom. You're Vanilla Ice.
See, his was.
I love him. We have a whole.
Oh, Vandy is fantastic.
We have a whole Vanilla Ice thing. I'll have to talk about that another day.
Yeah, we
I
can do a
want
whole
Vanilla
thing.
Ice to come on this podcast.
I would like him to come on our yacht cruise with us when we do
That
Below
would be
Deck.
cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if I think he's married. I wonder if his wife is nice.
Yeah, because you gotta have a good mix of the couple.
That's
you really do.
We actually have a couple couples where it's tough because our friends are watching this, right? But
Nobody's watching.
Some of you, we like the husband and not the wife. We like the wife,
but some
not the husband. Sometimes I like one, he doesn't. But that's not that many right now, right? Like we only have like one. Two.
No, actually, I really, I can.
They're not like our dailies.
No. Well, it's funny because a lot of times, we'll say like, we're not bringing this people, but then those people, come around, or we see them, or we have some.
And then we remember that we like them.
Well, yeah, they're awesome. So it's all about like sort of.
Well, when you know people a long time, like everybody's you're gonna have conflict, and it's just, sometimes it takes a little while to get over something, or, I had a problem, over the last year, kind of realizing that I had very different values than some of my friends. And that was tough because I really had to distance myself from some people that were, had a lot of really good times with, but they were just really toxic for my life. And so, that's okay too. You can release them with love, and we should always wish nothing but peace, love, and happiness for everybody, but especially folks that we once cared about. Just because somebody's no longer in your life doesn't mean you don't care about them. And you can say someone, I want all the best for you, I just can't be a part of your life right now. That's okay, and maybe you come back together one day. But sometimes I think friends can test us, and especially people like Doug and I. Well, more me than Doug. I love everybody. I think everybody's great. I'll make excuses for everything you do.
She likes everybody initially.
I love everyone initially. Everybody. I'm like, oh my God, our UPS guy.
Great.
Wayne is the best guy.
Like, I don't know.
Wayne, he's okay. Steve and Phil were the shit. Okay, go ahead.
My brother's also named Steve and Phil. Sometimes they're shits. I will tell you that.
I will agree with that. I think we're using the bell the wrong way, by the way.
Steve is not in the doghouse now though, because he sent the salt rising bread, so he's good. Phil, however, I'm in his doghouse because I forgot to wish him a happy birthday last week.
Well, wish him a happy birthday right now.
Dog. So happy belated Phil birthday.
Has Phil told you that he listens to the podcast?
I haven't talked to him because I was sick and I haven't called him. I was going to call him yesterday, the day before, and I am terrible.
World.
So that's kind of give people a little leash to
that's pretty terrible.
Maybe they don't You
should apologize when you call.
I will apologize
right now.
I think I did. I said I am sorry that I did not call you on your birthday.
I'm sorry, but
I was sick as a dog. However,
he was sick as a dog. It was not good. It was not good. It's just basically been a shit show around here. And honestly,
it's the funny thing is, can I just get back? I had not been sick since pre-COVID, like probably 2018. I hadn't even had a cold, no scratchy throat.
Why?
Because I'm happy. I'm a happy
person. That's not really why. But why? Because the minute you feel something coming on,
we take Monolaurin, which is
Monolaurin is magic.
We're going to try and get Monolaurin to sponsor the show. Anyways, the two times I got sick, right after the hurricane, I got horribly sick, and then last week I got horribly sick. Both times of kind of tremendous stress and not good.
I can't do that. That's bad.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
We need a more flattering camera.
Well, what we have to do is stop looking at ourselves. We should just get a cameraman. Oh, we talked about getting a producer last night. But I will say this about friends coming and going, things like that.
I wonder if we can find a college student, like a Southern Florida State University.
Nice young girly come over here.
No. Keep it in your pants, old man.
Have a pillow fight.
I want to have a pillow fight with a child.
No, but we were talking about getting along and have friends coming and going, and that's another topic that we want to cover on the podcast at some point, about having different views of things and talking it out.
Actually, that's what we're going to talk about tonight.
Well, we didn't get there, and it's already almost 9 o'clock, so we're going to let that. We're going to bring that one back another night.
We didn't talk about circumcision.
We didn't talk about circumcision. If you're for it or against it, give us an
idea. I'm not wrapping up. I'm not going to stop the conversation.
I'm just.
We're on a roll.
Okay.
I'm not.
You want to talk about circumcision? Go ahead. I'll sit idly by and comment.
Okay. Well, I will say this. I guess we should ask the question. I should ask the question of, do people even care if we keep going? No. There are 4 people watching though, so there's that.
They're doing dishes.
By the way,
their hands are wet. They can't shut us off.
I'm one of the people watching, so there's 3 people watching. So I think it's Tracy Rockwood and
mystery viewer
and me. Those are the 3.
And the rabbi.
Or maybe Todd's on. Todd was watching before. Who knows? Anyway, the point is, because I can't. Who knows? So the point is that I had a conversation this morning. Somebody put a picture on Facebook. It was a meme, and it was like a something about, like, it was something like pro circumcision or pro not circumcising, and which is something that I certainly understand. I mean, you don't want to risk infection for the child. You don't want to mutilate the child. I certainly see the concerns people have about circumcision. But it was like, and it said that they were saying something like circumcision is not natural. And it was a picture below, and it was Tom from Tom and Jerry, and his face was all all mad, like American men are mad about this. And I said to that person, I said, I think you got to take that, that's awful, because it's not the man's fault that he's circumcised. Like, he didn't make that decision. Why would you make fun of someone for something physical that they can't control about themselves? That's terrible. And you're certainly not, like, changing anyone's mind with this. It's not like they're having a conversation with you and they, you've made a great point that's changed their view of the world, which, by the way, it happens. It's just, you got to have people that are even interested in learning anything. And that's kind of the whole point.
I felt like it was somebody looking for something to be angry about. And that's kind of what the internet is turned into. But...
And I think it's like a legitimate thing. Like, there's a lot of people that are involved in the anti-circumcision movement. They think it's barbaric. There are other countries that circumcise girls, and I understand what they're talking about. I just don't agree with their delivery method, because I think, like, and this is something we had to really work on, and I think we're in a great place now. Whereas, like, we work to understand each other, where they're coming from. And we walk away when we can't talk, but, like, when we can't, have a rational conversation. Like, if one of us is emotional, we're like, I'm too upset, or you're too upset, or in a perfect world, you would say, I'm going to walk away right now. And they're like, when your partner says, why do you need to walk away? I'm not upset. Like, while they're yelling, and you're like, oh, really? You're not? Don't bait them. Just say, I'm too upset. Walk away. Don't add fuel to the fire. Anyway.
Be like Doug. Be calm, like cool, and collected. Yes. Just
because you have very healthy relationship skills that you brought into this marriage.
Cool customer. Although, my work associates we'd always talk about flipping a desk. When a day is not going, you flip the desk. I would have a hard time flipping my dad's desk.
I think that's the only reason why you haven't flipped that desk. Thing must weigh 300 pounds. It's solid oak, massive professor's desk. Thank you, Dr. Gear, Professor Emeritus at Worcester State University.
It used to be a state college. Now it's a university because it went all bougie.
And maybe it's because
Worcester
of
gets
Dr. Gear.
A minor league ball club. They get all bougie on your ass.
I don't even know what that means. Worcester. How do you spell it? So for people, we have friends that are not in Massachusetts.
Well, yeah.
Can you spell Worcester?
Can you say Situate either? Leominster.
Okay, but we don't live in Leominster. We don't even go to Leominster.
Yeah. No, it's yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. My
Can you spell Worcester?
Worcester.
There's no H?
No. That would be Worcester. It's Worcester.
Why are you staring so intently in the camera?
I'm looking at you and wondering why you're so far off the screen.
I want to be far off the screen.
There you go.
We need to contour or something.
Well, we're going to get a some sort of
liposuction.
No, what do they call that? What is the contouring? There's like a something
I was
onto.
Hot. I was so hot.
You're still hot. I saw you in that pool today, swimming around.
Really?
Swimming around in that pool.
I hate. This is the one.
I was filming it for OnlyFans.
Again, whatever.
SpaceyStacy.com.
That's already a thing. My thing is, like, people, when you want to have a dialogue with someone, if you disagree with something about something, there's like a way to debate or have a conversation, and there's a way not to. And I think, like, you ask questions and really want to understand where the other person's coming from, and vice versa, and acknowledge their points. If somebody has a point that they make, tell them, hey, you've got a point, or, I disagree with that, and here's why. Or, like, you know what, that's something I would have to research some more. Not, fuck you and your fucking opinions, and you're a fucking idiot.
And the horse you rode up on.
As is the custom on the internet. I think you gotta just, you gotta, get in there and, talk about it. And you ask, why do you feel that way? And it's funny, because my stance on circumcision is kind of like, I don't really know, because I know two men that had to have it done later in life. One was a 12-year-old boy, and the other was a 35-year-old man. And and then I don't have a penis. And although if I did the things I would do with it, we'll talk about that another day.
That's an After Dark show, so we'll have to. That's for our Patreon.
I think it's officially After Dark right now. But if I did have, if I had one, I want it to look uncircumcised because I think that they're more attractive. But like, that's like, it's what I'm accustomed to.
But it's a weird tradition that people have. Like, it's just an oddball thing.
And it's also barbaric.
It's like, why not just remove somebody's ear? Like, the top of their ear, just snip it right off. Makes no sense.
It's all weird. It's all weird.
Be weird wearing sunglasses.
Here's the other thing. I'm an American. The vast majority of experience I've had have been with, in fact, circumcised penis.
That's true.
I don't know what I would do with that little turtleneck up there. What do you do with it? you like,
folks,
wiggle it?
Folks.
You wiggle it?
We just went down to one viewer, which is actually you on the other computer. Yeah, you've officially gone too far.
I don't know, but what do you do with it?
I don't know. You're the lady.
Can someone tell me what you do with it? I don't know what to do with it. And anyway, that's not my point. My point is, so if we were gonna have a kid,
it's just an odd
which
thing.
We're definitely not. He wanted to, not happening.
Oh yeah, I wanted to 12 years ago. That would have been great to have a 12-year-old running around.
Dude, that's exactly what I want. A 12-year-old running around.
12-year-old girl running around. It was so much fun
when we did it the first time. I love my children. I love my children.
With dreads, running around, making friends.
It's hard being a parent. Back to children, parents. Circumcision. Oh, so, I'm not really sure. So my thing is defer to Doug, because he has the parts. And you said...
I don't remember what I said, but I care so little about it that I was.
You said that you appreciate the lack of sensitivity.
Well, that is always that's always good. But having, I will tell a very private story that when I love
this story.
My dad was uncircumcised, and I'm like, when is that? Like, I thought I was gonna grow into that, right? But nobody told me. Nobody told me anything.
Well, but grow into what, Doug?
Well, that did not look like what was going on over here. So
he was an anteater.
He would pick up things off the ground, throw it in the air,
catch it with his mouth.
It was like a truck. And so I didn't know what the hell was going on. So at least if you're gonna have that situation, give the boy a heads up, right? Like, or vice versa. What if the dad is, the kid is not? The kid's like, what the hell is this extra baggage? I look like a shop vac. Anyway, so those are I don't have a lot of thoughts on it. Do it, don't do it. I don't care.
But a lot of people do it because they want to look like their father or their son, and it's interesting that you were and your dad wasn't. That's funny. Well, but you know what? I think I would like to know what the where it comes from in Judaism, and if it's part of the covenant of Judaism, meaning if you're a Jew and you have a baby in the year 2021, or I'm sorry, 2023. If you have a baby now and you're a Jew, do you need to have that child circumcised if you were against circumcised? Oh my God, there was the thing with the weird, these very rare, like the tiniest, like 1% of Jews were these rabbis that would bite it off.
That sounds painful.
It sounds terrible, but that's
sounds like high school.
I don't think that's they're like the Branch Davidians of Judaism, I think. So anyway, is that any offensive? I don't even know. I'm sorry.
Branch Davidians?
Yeah.
Well, I think whatever. I don't know what that is. Is that an extreme or is that like it seems like an extreme?
Yeah, or like Westboro Baptist Church. Those idiots.
Anyway, I just want to know what Madonna thinks of this topic. We'll ask her when she's on the show.
I do not want Madonna. She's scary looking.
She's a little weird.
I'm afraid
like
of Madonna. Again, like she did it to herself. It was a choice, and she just continues to get kookier and kookier. But
I wish her well. I
wish her well. I wish her peace, love, and happiness. But I want her to feel comfortable in her own skin and not feel like
it's got to be near impossible to feel comfortable in your own skin under that much scrutiny for that long of a time and be that.
But that's the thing about it though is like, I think like while I think you should do everything you need to do to make yourself feel good about yourself, I also don't believe in putting chemicals in your body that are going to hurt you. Like health is the most important thing. And but I like growing up I was raised by my grandmother. Like she I always thought that she was the most beautiful woman in the world and I wanted to look like her. I couldn't wait to get wrinkles and I hated that I was so skinny, and you know now I'm probably a little curvier than she was, but I'm also way taller, but I don't know, I just like I feel like that's like I'm looking forward to more wrinkles, and I've noticed that I'm definitely going to be getting this thing right here. Because I always know. I didn't even keep that. Like right there. How you go. I don't even know how I did it.
I don't know how you did it.
So anyway, I don't know. I think, and I also want to set an expectation with our daughters.
Start getting wrinkles. I might get the roving eye.
Do you know that my husband has a vulva? Not a Volvo. He does have a vulva.
I do have a vulva.
He's a vulva. Look, right here. He's a little tiny vulva right between his eyes.
Well, especially when you push them together.
Come here. What?
We got to get that After Dark show going. People should pay for that kind of thing.
Oh, it is me and 3 others. What was that?
I was wiping off the saliva from my forehead from your little act.
How do you think my toes feel?
How do your toes feel? What are you talking about?
Sunday after.
Oh yeah, that was kind of a problem.
Okay, wait.
So can we? It's now 9:07.
I'm just saying. I understand the point of the anti-circumcision movement, and you know what? If you didn't have a choice in what your penis looks like today, and you're happy with it, hooray! And if you're not, I'm really sorry. And I respect everybody's right to their own opinion, and I think we need to respect. Be able to, I think agree to disagree has become like an aggressive thing where people are like, agree to disagree.
Yeah, I'm right.
Yeah. I think it's better to say, you know what? I respect your opinion to disagree with me.
I don't disagree with you on this topic. I just don't have
But my point is just to be able to have
read about it.
Being able to have an intelligent conversation, and I love dicks. So there you go.
Well, there you go. You love me, so.
Yeah, I could grow to love more. If you grew one, do you want to grow your foreskin?
Well, I was thinking that maybe I could get donor skin from like.
No, they have a contraption that stretches the skin.
They have a contraption. What is it, like weights that you're?
Kinda, yeah. Do you want a contraption?
I'm going to start a rumor that Peloton bikes actually cause.
Hang on. Father's Day's coming up. Maybe the kids would take up a collection and buy it for you.
It sounds. Well, maybe. I know. I'm not going to rule it out.
I would love to call right now live and be like,
hey, we want to pitch in? It's a set of weights and pulleys.
Do you think Wes is watching right now?
He is. He's
Wes,
like,
your dad needs a contraption for Father's
I'm getting him a goddamn card. That's all. That's going to be.
I think
enough.
A card is.
I don't want any part of this nonsense here.
You don't have to do anything. We love you. We're just so happy to have you.
You know what it is? I think it's a made-up holiday.
Father's
Nobody
Day?
needs to do anything for me.
No, I think Father's Day is not a made-up holiday, and it actually really makes me mad because I think so many dads do so much and they contribute so much, and I didn't have that. I mean, I had a couple years, but I really haven't had that in my life. And when I see so many other people's dads and what they do, or people's, their you know, what you did with my kids and people do with, you know, their own children, their stepchildren, or children in the community, that just melts my heart. And I don't think men get enough credit. Like, I feel like y'all do so much. And so many men are providers and, you know, they're involved fathers. Like, I think that, you know, and you know, if you have a 2-parent working, you know, family, I guess you probably share the responsibility. I don't really know. I mean, for me, it was on me. And then you came along and I got broken by my stupid disease. But I think, I don't know. I think that dads don't get enough credit. And I think that there's like such a war on men. And, you know, it's funny too, because I was talking to, you know, a former colleague of yours today, and she's in, you know, a minority group, and you guys should, you should hate each other because you're the white guy and she's, you know,
I'm a white man. Powerful. I'm powerful. I'm like Gordon Gekko up in
gorgeous
this
little lesbian. Love her. She's the best. And you should hate each other. And
why should we hate each other?
But that's what society
we're both
wants.
perfectly.
Society wants. They want to put one person in a sexuality box. They put you in a color box. I'm telling you, their age box. And I think that you know, right now it's like everybody's like, hey, you know who's fucked all of us over? Oh, white dudes. We all hate white dudes. Well, that's how you get school shooters, and that's how you have, like, I don't know. I just think that. No, let's not hate anyone. I don't hate anybody. I love absolutely everybody.
This tirade is brought to you from...
I'm so glad you just chimed in. I'm like, oh my God, is it okay that I said this? So anyway, so I think, like, you know, let's not let everybody divide us. Let's all come together because, you know, we all suck equally.
We all suck at different things, but I think if we get all together, we could be good at certain. Like there's a lot of things I'm not good at.
But you and I are.
I can't make a bed. For the life of me, I can't make a bed. It's like
every day.
I make the bed. I come out. I'm covered in sweat. I'm breathing heavy. I'm like, I just lost a fight with a fitted sheet. It's insanity. Now other people
go. I saw something. Oh, it wouldn't work for us though.
What's that? Just go with no sheets.
Some people will stack 12 sheets.
Oh, jeez.
And then they just. We would have to put like a sheet of plastic in between.
Not doing that.
When you pour cocoa butter all over me and it slides all over the sheets and goes right on through.
Ow, ow.
That's right. Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter. She gets ashy.
It smells like chocolate. I do get ashy. If I actually took a hedge clippers to my legs right now, I would be ashy immediately. Wow. You said we're out of razor cartridges.
I would have to look. There might be more.
You know what? I used to be able to get waxed. That was
we used to have to go to. That was your favorite?
It hurt like hell, but I loved how it was. Like, it looked good.
Did you? Never mind.
Did I what?
No, it was.
What?
I'm not gonna say it.
See, I'll say it. It's a good thing he doesn't remind me because I'll say it.
She came home and she goes, "Well, the waxer was waxing some areas, and you know."
Yeah. She slipped one in. So the thing that was really funny about it is she was, you know, you talk. You're there for like an hour and a half.
Oh, you talk. Other people don't. Other people like are demure. And
Jamie was chatting the whole time as well. And I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you obviously the details, but my waxer, amazing lady. And she's chatty, I'm chatty. I'm Portuguese, so it takes a long time. I used to get...
You're not even that much Portuguese, so I don't know.
Yeah, but the other part is Italian. So it's like my dad's side is Portuguese and Italian. It's the hairy side. My mom's side is the pale side. So I'm hairy and pale. But I got... My mom's side is, you know, mostly skinny, but nope. Got to be like my dad's side. Thanks. Oh no, my mom's menopause. They all get fat.
Hairy and Pale is also the name of a really bad fruit shipping company. Harry and Pale. All right, go ahead.
I don't know
tell
why
the
you
rest
crack me
of
up
the
with your dad jokes. It's because the weeds.
Oh, it's Harry and David. That's what.
Harry and David. Yeah. We got bad moldy
pears. We got moldy pears. So we called them up and was we got these moldy pears.
And they're like, how many were moldy?
They said the exact number of pears. You figure they would, you know,
to send you a new box. They're like. No. Here's exactly 2 pairs.
Yeah, you're
nothing else. I'm like, all right, cool.
About the same.
I won't buy Harry and David
general
now. I'll tell you
size.
That much. Actually, I mean, Harry and David's. They're out of Oregon, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like a decent company, but I gotta tell you, I'm not spending any money on anything. We actually did nothing for Christmas this year. We got one kid. We paid his credit card bill, and the other kid we bought him a bonsai tree. That was the entirety of Christmas this year. We did absolutely nothing for each other. We didn't even.
Oh, no, I did. I actually did. I got you a
you got me a
Joe Bob Briggs action figure.
Even though we said we weren't going to do it.
We weren't, but it was such a good item that I had to get that. We were watching Joe Bob Briggs, which is a topic for another time, religiously, and we were watching all these B-grade horror movies from like the 70s and 80s.
He does the Last Drive-In show. Joe Bob's Last Drive-In show. He watches horror movies and tells you all these facts about them. It's amazing. So he got me the little action figure, and I was like, I didn't get you anything. What the hell? So, but that's okay. Like we're gonna, no. we don't need presents. We're old. Old people don't need presents. Like what I appreciate is acts of service. Like, hey, I did this for you. Like, oh my God, Jim was here 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Helped you move the sofa and the glass for this table.
Yeah, I don't know. It was.
Oh my
fantastic.
God, I love the kid. I love, and I didn't even have. I was like, hey, he's like, what? The first thing he said to me is, what do you guys need done? Yeah. And like, because they've always helped out around the house. That's one of the beauties of having.
They drink all the soda.
Oh my God, how many times have we taken those kids to dinner or breakfast?
Oh,
or
a lot.
Fed them pizza, a lot.
But that's okay.
Yeah, the fussy eaters come to my house, so I'll buy them pizza. Not anymore,
although I think we've ordered pizza maybe all of once since we've been to Florida in a year and a half. Maybe twice.
That we've been where?
That we've ordered pizza since we've been in Florida.
Twice. Oh, we brought it to the neighbors. And then
that's right. Here. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was so
actually the one we brought to the neighbors. That was actually pretty good pizza.
I was just so excited to play with the kids.
Oh my God,
I barely ate anything. The kids are so great. And one of them said, "I love her," and I was like, ah. I think I talked about them in the first podcast too.
Yeah,
oh my God,
they're great. Yeah, we did talk about them.
They must think I'm a crazy person, but I just love their children.
All right, I can hear coyotes in the neighborhood. Oh,
that might not be a coyote. It might be a manatee. I think it's a manatee.
There's this one guy that does.
Oh, wait, hang on. What? Before we forget, do you see 7?
Oh, there's supposed to be 7. See, actually, you can see them here. 1, 2. Oh, those are our lights. Never mind. No. They're supposed to be in a line.
The moon.
The planets.
There's one right there.
There's planets.
They're over there.
If you know what? There's this thing outside. If you go outside, if you look at the sky, there'll be like.
What have the planets done for me lately?
The moon is in the 7th house when Jupiter aligns with Mars.
You're just making things up.
That's the age of Aquarium.
Aquarius.
Very wrong. That's an odd couple.
Actually,
reference.
we had a friend of ours who's a Hindu, Papa. He did our horoscopes before we got married, and to the minute. And he, told us all of these things about us as a couple. And then one thing that he did was he told us that one of us was the lion and one of us was the elephant. So this one goes to the Marshfield Fair.
The flea market. Marshfield Flea Market.
What did you do?
And they're sitting with these Italian matted framed prints of these illustrations, and there was a lion next to an elephant, and I'm like, those are coming home, and we have them
they're in our
bedroom. And so he also said that I shouldn't touch anything red, and if I touch anything red, I have to touch something yellow to offset.
So we have no red, like no. There's literally no red in our house anywhere. Actually, do we have any? I think we have one thing that's red, but like we got it for free.
So the last time I saw him, I said, "Yeah, remember you told me, I'm not supposed to touch red, all that stuff." He goes, he said that was only for a couple weeks.
We've been avoiding the color red for 10 years.
For 10 years, won't do it.
Because listen. I don't know if it's racist, but if you're an old person of pretty much any color, but like not like white. No, I love old people. It's white people too, but I think I don't know the accent. It's the accent.
He's got a great accent.
Like I feel like I don't even know if this is racist, but I feel like in the land of like sit there and listen, it's like okay, old white dudes here, right? But like anybody who's like got dark skin, I feel they need more to listen to because they're gonna have a different approach. Because they're from some different experience than I've had. Because this guy is white like me, but I feel like if you have an accent, if you have dark skin, you have an accent, I have to listen to you.
Well, it depends on what the accent is. There's certain accents that just do not sound smart, and then there's some that do.
Are you talking about Fall River right now?
Maybe a little.
Fall River.
Fall River. Do I walk the dog?
You need to drive to Twan?
Although Worcester, and if you take 140 north to Worcester,
I say dog, and is that the only one that I do? Dog.
Yeah, dog is pretty. Yeah, that is pretty much.
But I say car.
Car, yeah. For the most part, you're.
I don't say use guys.
Wicked. I still say wicked a lot.
I say wicked.
Every time I say wicked, I feel like I have to send either Maura, Meg, and Jasper like $3 because I think that's their, like when I think of them, that's like the word I kind of associate with those guys. So anyways, I feel like I have to pay royalties to people if I use the word wicked.
So we got the circumcision part. We got communication.
Yeah.
Talked about divorce and marriage and not judging people and
judging it right now.
We still hate Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh my God! If you guys want some homework to do for tomorrow night, catch up on this Gwyneth Paltrow trial. There were a couple things that were absolutely hysterical. From a standpoint of it's like a first world problem. And I've actually been kind of tossing the idea of like doing a TikTok. I don't do TikTok, but I was thinking about doing a TikTok about first world problems. Like, you know, people on, like, because we belong to the Cape Coral, Facebook group, and somebody on there ordered a steak and it wasn't right, and they sent it back, and then they ran out of steak, and like all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, like first world problem. So anyway, so I'm thinking like that's a nice idea to kind of go forward with and like figure out like what. If you're complaining about something like that, maybe you should, like today, Gwyneth Paltrow was complaining. She's like, it upset your dream. She lost a half a day skiing due to this horrific whatever the hell happened.
I hate her face, and it's not like I would never say I hate her face if I didn't hate her character. She's like.
I don't hate her. I don't dislike. Well, yeah. I mean, she definitely kind of suffers from that sort of
mental illness.
I don't know, stardom, whatever. Like drinking your own Kool-Aid kind of thing. So, anyways,
I have compassion for the mentally ill. I don't have a lot of compassion for Gwyneth Paltrow.
I don't think she's mentally ill. I wouldn't say that.
No, but I don't want to compare her to the mentally ill because there's something wrong with her. But I feel like it's an insult to the mentally ill to compare Gwyneth Paltrow to them because I don't know. I try not to judge, but like she's made so many comments prior even to this trial where she's like. Actually, the funniest one was, I can't act like I make $25,000 a year. She's an actress. An Oscar-winning actress.
Be able to do that. Blake Lively did it. In The Town. I will say this. I like I like her in The Town. She was a little off the wrong side of the tracks. And she might have been from Fall River.
Did you ever sleep with the... Oh, do you want me to do the accent?
Oh, maybe.
And like
we gotta go. Click. So I will say this: Gwyneth Paltrow has been sitting in that courtroom for like weeks now, and she's complaining about missing a half day of skiing. What about the 3 weeks she's missing being in the stupid courtroom?
I don't know if I had her net worth, by the way, $200 million.
$200 million.
I don't know if this guy is faking it for money or not, but he's suing for $300,000. And if I'm a celebrity,
it's like a pack of
I'm like,
for you
if I have money, I'm gonna do so much to help so many people. Like I want to open a community for kids on the spectrum to have a place to live, like not young adults, people. I want to grow my own food. I want to have a place for everyone to come who wants to. I want to build nonprofit holistic healing centers. I want to do so much for the world and help so many people.
That's how David Koresh got to start. He started growing vegetables. Next thing you know, the whole place is up in flames.
I would make a great cult. Actually, I have been told by more than one friend that I would make an excellent cult leader.
Excellent. I
don't know where you get certified, but I'm here for it. I mean, what? I feel like
nobody's ever said that to me. Now I feel
that you make a great cult leader.
No, I don't think I would make a good cult leader.
I've had at least 5 people say that.
5
to me.
people.
3 of them were on Facebook, and 2 of them were other points in my life that they told me that I would make a great cult leader.
Well, you're kind of you're a born leader, I think, in some way, shape, or form.
I leave my fat ass to the couch,
Oh.
sit there and pray to God to kill me and end my stupid suffering. I don't know if you know this. I have a disease and it's pretty fucking awful.
Well,
sometimes I want to die.
She does.
Sometimes I try. I haven't really gone that far yet.
Well, she does ask me to smother her with a pillow.
At least 5 times a day.
Please help me. Put 2 in my head or whatever. My brain. It's.
We don't have any guns.
It's not. We make fun of it, but it's not fun. And
humor is our only coping mechanism. It's all we got. We don't drink.
We're goody two. We don't.
Shoes. You bought a lottery ticket.
I did buy a lottery ticket.
In like a month.
I may be a gambling addict. We were just at the casino, You bet on the
We were at the casino because we
slots?
met our friends there for lunch. I pulled out
Allegedly.
$20 and I won $70.
Interesting. Now you got the fever.
No, but we were gonna buy a ticket on Friday and we never did it. We
That
were gonna
lottery
actually do it for the
tonight
blog.
is like some hundred, like 300,
322
large.
million. So what?
Yeah.
Like by the time you're all said and done, you're down to cash 100 million.
All right, so here's the other thing. So apparently the Gwyneth Paltrow guy that was in the accident with Gwyneth Paltrow, apparently Gwyneth Paltrow says, I feel bad for him. He's had a terrible life. How terrible of a life can you lead that you're skiing on the same mountain at the same resort as Gwyneth Paltrow? I think you're probably doing all right.
It's condescending. And I think, honestly, like, I think if we all get our act together where we're like, stop letting society put us into these bullshit categories.
Bullcrap.
Gender, religion, color, sexuality, whatever. Political party. We'll stop fighting with each other and we can like start looking at the people of the world who are just terrible. I don't want to be like, Aerosmith, I'll eat the rich. It's the only thing they're good for. But I think that, wealth alone is not a determining factor into somebody is going to be a good person or not. But I do think that there are people that get a certain amount of wealth and power and it brings them to a bad place. They have to start they need a new challenge. They need freakier and freakier stuff. They become more and more disassociated from society because they can't live normal lives. I mean, imagine not being able to go to the grocery store, which we're hoping will happen, by the way. Imagine not being able to go to the grocery store. Like, you just want to go in and pick your oat milk and get the right one.
Well, I do remember when George Bush Sr. was in office and they took him to a grocery store and he didn't know what the scanner was. Like back when they had to scan it. Like when it was boop, and I don't even know what they have now. They still have that, right? Yeah, they still have that, but it doesn't make the boop.
You do all of the grocery shopping.
Anyways, he didn't know what that was, and so he had probably not been in a grocery store in 50 years or something. Like, who knows? Like, I really don't know. So yeah, I think it would be kind of good to get out of touch with that. I think I've been to the grocery store enough in my life.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you can't live a normal life. Like, everywhere
you still need to go and
that's be hard.
check stuff out.
I don't know that everybody's chasing down Gwyneth Paltrow, though. What did she do?
I don't know.
I liked her in I didn't like her in it, but I liked the movie. The Talented Mr. Ripley, fantastic movie.
I like that boat. That was a good boat.
Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it. Who's that? Is it Jude Law?
Jude Law. Yep.
Looking all like fucking Paltrow, isn't it?
Looking like, what's that guy's name? Sam Harris. That was the guy that was like Jude Law in that movie.
I have no idea, but I'll tell you, if that, like, who would you prefer to play that role in that movie than Gwyneth Paltrow? Because I'll take
Laura Dern. I would tell you, you could probably see. I have a theory.
Oh, you think that they're interchangeable?
I have a theory
like
where you
better.
can take like one celebrity makes the other celebrity obsolete. And I think you could take Laura Dern and put her everywhere that Gwyneth Paltrow ever was, and in the world's a better place. Now, in this theory of obsolescence, you had Selma Hayek, right? Selma Hayek, kind of the Latino, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So then along comes.
By the way, I don't. Am I boring myself? I keep yawning. Go ahead.
It's also 9:30 at night.
Selma Hayek.
So and then what's her name came along that was in that Tom Cruise movie. And
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope Cruz came along. No, Selma Hayek was obsolete. But then
Selma Hayek will not be stopped. Obsolete.
She comes back. Where's Penelope Cruz now? Tom.
You know what the best role ever for Selma Hayek was?
Selma Hayek in every role is good.
Best Selma Hayek role. In Dogma, she was a stripper / muse, and she wore glasses and danced around in her bra and panties.
Oh.
Pulled up her plaid skirt and showed her that she, in fact, did not have a vagina because she's a muse and not
That's
a person.
The worst kind of Selma Hayek.
You can't get her pregnant that way. You cannot afford child support.
Well, folks, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Christy says she was great in the TV show The Politician.
I've never seen that. I think that Selma Hayek is my girl crush and will forever be my girl crush. And
who did you say yesterday was your girl? You had somebody yesterday that was your girl crush.
I'm kind of into chicks, wow. And so like I don't want to have a relationship with one. Sorry, girls, you're awful.
But girls are nicely shaped, They smell good.
They kiss better. And
wow.
No, you're a really good kisser.
Wow.
You're a really good kisser. But most guys will be like, I'm not done with that. No, you're a good you're a really good kisser.
It's like George the Animal Steel.
On average.
Oh.
Girls kiss better than boys, in my humble opinion.
On average.
In my humble opinion. But I find women to be attractive. I'm not looking to add a wife. If I were to do anything, I'd add a husband so we have more income.
It's just another person to play freaking Mario Kart and watch football and complain about you.
We're going to start getting offers.
No, we don't get offers. All right, so here's the thing.
We do.
We don't get offers.
That's not true. We've gotten offers.
Nah, we never got offers.
We've gotten offers.
No offers. We don't want offers.
I don't know. I like this increasing the income thing. Can't you be behind?
What?
Well, like, if you don't want me to sleep, okay. If you don't...
you know what? At this point, if it brings in money,
hang on. Would you... I do not want another woman in the house. Women annoy me as much as I find them to be really hot.
Women annoy me. What if I said that? I can't say the same things as you. Women annoy me.
Well, you are a white man, and we all hate you.
I'm a bad man.
Right? Everybody hate all the white man. My God, somebody's gonna take a clip of that, and that will go viral.
There used to be a poem. There still is a poem. Whitey's on the moon. Look it up.
What? Okay, you realize some idiot's gonna get a clip of that. It's gonna go viral.
They should look at Whitey's on the moon. It's a work of art.
No, me saying hate all.
Hate all the Whiteys. Just think the bad Whiteys. There's plenty of bad Whiteys in the world. They're out there with their...
Yeah, but there's bad people of every color, every religion, every sexual preference, every gender, every political party.
This is after you went on like a half-hour tirade about being nice to everyone.
Yeah, but be nice to everyone and treat everyone with respect. But, some people you say, I don't want to associate
not so
with
much.
you, but I wish you peace, love, and happiness. Because you know what? Your words to them, even just treating someone like a human being that somebody else might not, can really make a difference. Yeah. Much less going out of your way to be kind to someone or to lend an ear and listen to them. And, you could play games on your phone all day, but you got plenty of time on the toilet. Do it then. Like,
when you're on the toilet, be nice to people. Just,
Yeah, while you're on the toilet on Facebook, making your comments on the internet, be nice to people. But when you're not on the toilet, interact with people. Have a positive impact on the world around you. Make the world a better place.
I just think it's weird that you would want to interact with somebody while you're on the toilet. I think that's like a private time that people...
I'm sorry, are you telling me you do not post on Facebook or comment on Facebook while you're on the toilet? Everyone does.
I'm usually playing the crossword game or the Scrabble game.
You're a fucking liar.
I'm playing the Scrabble game. Usually.
And you don't have chats going in your Scrabble game?
Only when it's game centric. I only play with a couple 3 people.
So there's a couple 3 people that you shit with, like you.
No.
You're like
no. No. Why do you degrade it to that?
For 22 points.
Woke. No woke zone. We gotta go, guys, because it's like 9:30. It's been fun. It's been real.
But we got to recap with our friends because...
We don't have to recap with anybody.
No, we do. We do.
We don't.
No, we circle back with our friends. That's the deal we make for them.
Circle back. You should have circled back a half hour ago because Daddy needs a nap.
So, you want to hear something funny? Your stupid wife... the first time we set it up, I had you set to public, and then we had to start over, so it wasn't set to public. So, yeah.
So the second one wasn't public.
It didn't go on my page at all. So my friends had to be friends with you in order to watch it until I turned it over. So I am so sorry. We are new at this. We have no idea what we're doing, but we are
go watch it on YouTube
all the time. Well, it'll be on YouTube in the next 10 minutes.
Not gonna cry for you, Argentina.
So anyway, my friend Todd checked in. I love him. Miss you, Todd. They're called a Mohelim. Mohelim. It's
probably Highland.
They bite the foreskin off, and
not a way to get a second date, ladies.
Have you ever had anybody try to bite your foreskin off?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Is that why you're
That's why I'm limping around. That's why I've been limping around for 12 years. No.
Because the edges are pretty clean, but you do have a little scar.
It's a broken tooth. That's what that was.
A broken tooth?
Set of braces.
That's why you don't go on Plenty of Fish, Doug. Okay. What?
We're getting in trouble with all kinds of people for
Which
tonight's
people?
episode. the Plenty of Fish people.
Do you have like former girlfriends that are scoping your? I have former boyfriends on Facebook friends with you.
Yeah, I know you. You have a lot more former boyfriends than I have former anything.
Well, it's good to find boyfriend. Okay, it looks like our friends over here. Let's see. LMAO, what a way to come into this.
Yeah, I don't know what we were talking about.
But yeah, poor Tracy.
Could have been any of the
Welcome
topics
to the
tonight.
circus. Rockwood's here. We
Big
love
Rockwood.
you. Big Rockwood.
Yeah.
We love him. He's just a fantastic guy. And like I said, one of the kids that showed up and never left.
Buzzy.
Can you tell the world how you know George Biznakis?
How do I know? I've known him since I moved to Worcester. I was in a band with him, and I've been friends ever since.
And what was the name of the band?
The Performers. It was the worst name ever. It should have been the Mange. It would have been a cool name, but no. We went with some other
What
name.
happened? You got outvoted?
No, because we were on the phone with the radio station, and I said, "Hey, what are you going to be performing?" And we're like, "Oh, whatever song." And like, "Oh, what's your name, by the way?" And we're like, Performers. Yeah. So that's how it came about.
That's terrible.
Yeah. It was just
we
had no time to react.
You want to call it the Crazy Crew?
The Crazy Crew was more of a late '80s dance, dubstep, New Jack mix of.
My cousins and I. We had like one song. It was "Open Your Skis to Me." It was a parody of "Open Your Heart" by Madonna.
I think we resurrect that song for the Gwyneth Paltrow.
Going down Bretton Woods, we would sing "Open Your Skis to Me."
Well, I think Gwyneth would enjoy hearing that.
And our room number was 1313.
Oh,
why was it 1313?
Because you didn't have money for a room on the first floor.
No, it was 1313 because that was Madonna's room number in Desperately Seeking Susan. I'm telling you, I was freaking obsessed.
Madonna night here
what
on the
happened
podcast.
to Madonna?
Well,
pod people. Okay, so 1313 bands, the Crazy Crew. So
Georgie, yep.
So he played the drums in your band.
He did play drums.
And I recently saw a video from what year?
Probably 78.
1978, when I was 2. And it was Doug and George, and it looked like it was a birthday party for your dad.
For a birthday party for my dad. It was an old 8mm film.
Was it Julie?
No, it was probably.
Don't say her last name.
It wasn't Suzette. It was Laurette.
Laurette, thank you so much.
Yvette, Laurette,
and we had just been
Suzette.
saying that you had no video of your dad, like 2 days
had
before.
Had none. Yeah, and then this pops up. And it was alarming how, like, my mannerisms are so similar. Yeah, so alarming.
It's weird how Doug looks like Dr. Garrett.
Although now I'm 10 years older than he was in that video, which is insane to think back. But we had a house full of kids running around.
We definitely age better now that people aren't smoking. That's a big thing. But I think our kids will age even better than we do if they do the healthy
vaping
stuff and like people. Well,
vaping.
That's not good for you. Don't do it.
It's not good. Unless it's the ganja.
I also don't want my friends to die. Like that's.
I don't. Yeah, no, that's.
But I think that just be, your body. Look at me. I do all the right stuff, and I'm so sick. And I wonder if I had ever would have gotten sick if I hadn't lived a life full of stress and, just eating on the go food and like. I was working out all the time and cutting calories, but I was eating like artificial sweeteners and like all kinds of things that damage your immune system that are just not good for you. So take care of your body. Let me tell you, from firsthand experience, you have nothing if you do not have your health. Like, all I want to do is get healthy, and like it's so funny, like, and clean my house. Like, I would just be so happy. Like back when we first got here, I could do a little housework. Like I could clean the kitchen cabinets and the counters.
It's like hoarders up in here.
It's not like hoarders. He does everything. He does an okay
it's like
job.
hoarders.
He makes a mess in the kitchen.
Well, I will say this.
But when we first got here, I could do a little bit of that, and I was so happy. And I would do 15 minutes. I would have to rest for a half hour. 15 minutes and rest for a half hour. But I could do a little bit around the house. And for the last, 9-10 months?
Ugh, yeah, it's been a while.
10 months, I haven't been able to do shit. I just sit here all day. It's a challenge to get into the pool. But I have been, as of recent, doing my Rife again, and I'm doing my swimming again, and I'm doing my meditation. So I'm making some progress, but I'm not like...
And this podcast she's doing.
The podcast is great because it gives us something to look forward to, but it's also been a little stressful.
It is stressful.
Because we want to make a good show. We want people to like it, and we don't want to have all of our deep dark secrets come out. We don't have any. clearly we don't.
Oh, well, a lot of mine have already come out.
Anyway, George, we love you. And so anyway, George was a cutie pie when he was little. This one, oh my God, he looked like Justin Bieber. He had not grown into his lips. They were gigantic. His little head. He was like,
yeah.
He doesn't have to make duck face, although he will. Just does it all the time. Anyway, that's not the point. Every picture, he said.
I'm just trying to look like Derek Smalls.
I just don't want to have that picture taken. Okay, so George is an excellent mortgage broker. If you need one, we highly recommend him.
Call King George. Reverse Mortgage King.
Tracy wants us to sign us up for something, perhaps for relationship
counseling. Oh, no, she wanted to sign up for your cult.
Oh,
you guys can go live on an island together.
We need lesbians for our cult. I know, because I feel like they're doing the best stuff in terms of I don't know. This is like, is it anti-homophobic if you say something nice about a given group of people?
I don't know what you can say or what you can't say anymore.
I don't know. So please, nobody be offended. But I'm seeing a lot of like badass lesbian home decor stuff on TikTok, and so I'm just saying that, like,
interesting.
I'll take anybody who can do badass anything. I think that's awesome. I don't care what color you are, what you're into. If you do something cool, I want to be part of it. I want to be part of positivity in the world. People coming together, even if it's over, dovetail jointery or I don't know, growing tomatoes, whatever makes you happy. As long as you come together and you're happy. She was great in the TV show The Politician. That was back to Laura Dern, right?
No, that was Gwyneth Paltrow.
She was good in that. Well, she was a terrible person because she played herself. I might have to see now. I don't want to watch it.
Well,
Jodie Foster. I like Jodie Foster.
Yeah, she's
but
she always
play the same thing.
Who, Jodie Foster?
Like, I'm thinking of her in Panic Room and Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, she kind of was a similar. Well, there was a few there that, like, right in a row.
And then you saw, like, Taxi Driver. I've never seen. I can't stay awake. I have narcolepsy, and I fall asleep. Like, it's awful to watch.
Well, you don't like older stuff that goes a little slower, but
I have trouble with things that are slow. But there's so many things that I want to watch. I just can't keep my eyes.
Now, there's a few things I went back and watched, like Taxi Driver, Citizen Kane. I went back and watched that, because you hear about these films and you always want to figure out what they are. And some of the Hitchcock films, which I like anyways, you should definitely just go back and watch them. Just put them in the memory bank, because in the one movie I don't think I've ever seen on the whole way through was 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I'm sorry, is this with Jodie Foster?
No, I'm just talking in general. I'm just talking in movies in general. Anyways, get back to Jodie Foster. I think you might be right. She might play the same person. Even when remember that she was trying to make contact with aliens?
Was she different in... Yeah, she's the same person in Contact. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I've seen the promos. But was she the same person in Taxi Driver?
She was like 11 in Taxi Driver. She probably was not the same person.
Anybody who knew me back will tell you I haven't changed much. I was very shy until I was 11 when I got boobs. And I always was friends with the boys and always did tomboy things. If I were a kid today, they would have me on fucking puberty blockers. Like, I wore a t-shirt all the time that said, anything a boy can do, I can do better.
I would have changed you to a radiator.
And a Yankee cap, a Yankee batting cap. I'm from Boston. Not good. Well, not from Boston. Nobody. If you're from Massachusetts, I don't have to explain this to you. I apologize. But
good point.
Let me do you the favor. If you are from Massachusetts and people are not from Massachusetts, they ask you where you're from and you say Scituate or Worcester or whatever. And they're like, where? And you're like, Boston. I'm from Boston. From Boston. I was in the Tea Party, and sometimes I skip rocks at Plymouth Rock. P.S. Plymouth Rock, people, go see Plymouth Rock. It has been disappointing tourists since 1692. How long has it been?
15. I think it's 15. I want to say 15. I can't remember that. 42, I think. 15,
don't think that the schools in Massachusetts are that good, because neither of us know, and we both.
If it's not 1542, I will.
I think it's 1642.
No, it's definitely 1500s.
And it's not even where the Pilgrims landed. It's stupid as hell. It's the Plymouth Pebble, exactly. The only other thing that I can say.
1620.
1620. So when we drive Plymouth Rock, we have a megaphone that we keep in the Jeep. Thank you, the marketing girls. They started it. They got me my first megaphone. Then I got another megaphone that had a bigger megaphone. Bigger. Yeah. Now I'm back to the original size because it's nice and portable and they're cheap. So anyway, when we drive by Plymouth Rock, we scream out the car, Plymouth Rock, Plymouth let's rock. And then when we get in front of it, we go, yeah, every time. We also have been known to drive around Plymouth and give ghost tours.
Well, the ghost tours are walking around Plymouth, so we'd go by, and then, so of course we have a bunch of kids in the car, as usual. One of them puts a blanket that was in the Jeep over their head, leans out of the Jeep, like with the blanket over his head, and I'm out, making the scary noises out of the thing. That must have been the best ghost tour that those people had ever seen in their lives. Like we brought the ghosts to them.
Yeah. So the thing that was funny about it is you could tell that the tour guides were getting pissed at us because the crowds, we were going in circles, and so the crowds are just waiting for us to come back. And so, we're just blaring our music and singing along. What was we'll do Nigerian Pussy, which you can no longer find. We would do that, and then we would do
nicest.
Gay Bar. And,
Gay Bar is fantastic. Yeah.
Well, now we're like muck sticky all the time.
Yeah, now it's all muck sticky. But
we would always find songs. Anything by John LaJoie. Yeah. He's hilarious.
Gay Bar by Electric Six. Just a
John LaJoie, Everyday Normal Guy is good. Yep. Two Girls, One Cup cracks me up.
So we were trying to wrap this up. Actually, Tracy brought up Jodie Foster and Nell, where she is a feral human covered in fur.
Do I want to see that?
No. She was like, I can't remember was she deaf or something? And I don't remember what that was a long time ago.
Jodie Foster, as much as we applaud you, we think that you're one.
Well, but she just brought up a point where in Nell she was not a one-trick pony.
Oh, so she wasn't.
She branched out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's not. But Silence of the Lambs, she killed it.
Wasn't she just in something that was just like I don't even know what movies are out or what I think she was. Just
I don't know,
in
but I saw that Air movie today, and I cannot wait to see that. There's going to be a movie coming about the Michael Jordan and the sneaker thing, and it looks really cool, and it looks positive, and oh, thank God.
Well, you just like a good Jason Bateman, isn't it?
We try not. Oh, I love Jason Bateman. I had a crush on Jason Bateman since Silver Spoons.
Justine Bateman made the news today.
Yeah, she
about how
great.
she's
I love it.
aging
she's growing
gracefully.
Old, and I love that.
Yeah, that's real.
Please, everybody,
look at this right here.
Justine
you know how much
Bateman needs to
plastic
be in
surgery
everything.
I've had? This is all plastic surgery. Like to look this good at this age.
You had a vulva put in, like little tiny implants.
I did. I did. Because otherwise I'm gonna look like plastic, like George. What's the guy's name? George Hamilton.
What would George Hamilton do?
Get a tan.
If you haven't seen it, Kevin Nealon does this whole thing in Weeds where he wants to, it's got to be season 5, I think, where he tries to be like George Hamilton. It's hilarious. You have to see it. Kevin Nealon is the man. Okay, so we
gotta go.
We absolutely love you guys. We appreciate you watching, and we appreciate your patience with us. I don't know if any of my friends even were able to get in. Not that Doug's friends aren't my friends, but it's just that my my page was just Todd. Doug didn't have it set to public originally, so you would have to be friends with Doug.
My fault.
You could send him a friend request. Maybe he'll accept you.
Yeah, I'm a fairly accepting person.
A fairly accepting.
Fairly.
The whole thing is that we're accepting. Anyway,
I will judge you.
We love you guys. We don't care what color you are. We don't care who you voted for. We don't care who you sleep with. We don't care what kind of sex parts you have. We don't care how tall you are.
Circumcised, non-circumcised.
Circumcised, non-circumcised.
We do care if you drive a crappy car. If you drive it, what was the car the other day that?
I have a thing against miniature. Those miniature SUVs. I freaking hate those things. Like the Honda CR-Vs, the RAV4s. But half of my friends drive them. I don't. I just hate them.
I went to the grocery store tonight. There was a Maserati in the parking lot.
We'll be friends with you no matter what kind of car you drive. Now, if you drive like an asshole, and I don't mean like an asshole, like a road rage kind of guy. I don't like that. No, we'll forgive you. We've all had the moments.
I would like to see something with big tires and spinners, like big.
Like that car that we saw with Donna. Oh my
you wouldn't believe the cars you'll see down here in Florida. They're just regular cars, but people add a bunch of stuff.
We can talk later. Yes, if you have a truck in Florida, you have big tires. First thing everybody told me down here is I need new tires for my Jeep. Yeah, no shit. But we're poor.
Tires cost money.
Anyway, $1,600 minimum on the Jeep. Yeah, it's not good. And that's not even rims and if I wanted bigger tires, that's just if I went into a tire shop without going to Costco, trying to find a deal or buying them on Marketplace, $1,600. Bonkers. Move to Florida, wait for somebody else to be like, I'm gonna soup up my car and here's these shitty tires. You could have them for $400. Cha-ching.
Done.
Thank you, Nick. Nick Williams, excellent realtor here in the Florida area, and also sells his mother-in-law's tires.
And they'll bring them right to the house.
Y'all have
a
great day.
Appreciate
we love you, and we'll see you soon. hit end live video. Okay, so